Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Alan Wake. It's been a couple days since I played, so I just started the game and kind of have already forgotten everything.
Alice, I'm coming! It's alright, I'm coming!
So we have Alice's
What the hell?
So now the birds are attacking me. Bird leg cabin. See, there's a lot of... either I'm not hitting the right button.
Alice?
Or something else.
Oh no!
And immediately we're back to a cutscene. We literally ran from
Keep going.
point A to point B.
Alice?
And then went to a cutscene.
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
And we've just jumped around, which this inherently tells me that the game is chopped up and they didn't really write a good job on the story. And immediately you fall off the edge again. No, I get maybe this is a storyline
Among
reason.
Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
There's a lot of graphical glitches too. And you can't just left stick to see where you're supposed to go, so I assume I'm supposed to go this way where it's slightly better lit. We don't have a gun, we're in a different outfit. The idea here is maybe you've forgotten or you've got multiple realities that you're living in.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
Is this graphical glitches we're seeing, or what? May have to just exit out the whole game and start again. There's been no saving. So what did I just hit? Resume game. Restart checkpoint. Like, this graphics are totally messed up. So unless I can come over here and change it maybe to something like this. No, there's just like a lot of blackness and flickering all over the place that I don't think is supposed to be happening here. And it's not, it's internal because the top left of the game is the indicator is still totally doing fine. Yeah, there's clearly a memory leak in this game. Now, this is partially my fault. Let's just quit to the menu. And might as well just quit the game completely and start over. It's partially my fault because I've left the game sitting for 2 days, but it's also partially a bigger problem for video game and PC games in general in that they just don't have that ability to be left alone. Let's see, continue the game. And let's see where we end up. Seems like almost complete saves, but not quite.
Damn.
And all of the many lighting effects and flickering that I was seeing issues with are now fixed. Like, I guess I really haven't done the experimentation necessary to see if maybe you can't pause an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 for a couple days and come back. Either that is inherently what the save system is, but you can never really trust the save system because some games will checkpoint you 5 steps away, some games will checkpoint you an hour away, some games won't save unless you absolutely force them to save by pressing a button. Some games you save and it still doesn't keep you in the same place. And is this the Rydo again? Walk towards the light. Do another cutscene.
Someone there?
Like, how many times am I gonna point out the same thing? It's gonna be throughout the whole game.
Were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
So now we can hit the back button and we found Wake attacked by a shadowy murderer, the title page of the manuscript. Apparently there's something special about this. Maybe it's missing. It's when episode 1 nightmare, and there's all these collectibles.
Departure by Alan Wake. The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us. But the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare. But I was awake.
I really have to applaud, though, that this game allows... Oh, you can only find this page in nightmare difficulty, so you don't even get the full story, clearly. Unless you play it in the main level, the most difficult of difficult settings. But I do have to applaud that they voice acted that. So many games write text as an excuse to not pay voice actors or not have voice acting. It's not welcome, ever. Even in something like Skyrim,
Please, I've been in an accident.
where like Skyrim is full of books that you can read or just kind of ignore, but it would still be very helpful if those books were audio logs or voice acted or read aloud in some other way. We don't even have a weapon, so you might as well just run forward. There's no fear of death unless...
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
And see, we're kind of doing a tutorial a second time here. We've already been through the tutorial section, and having to restart, find a gun, find flashlights is not ideal. I'm also kind of uninterested at this level. Seems like you can go quite far off and into nothing. I've kind of lost my interest in finding collectibles and thermoses because we already now know that you can't do that. And see, this is a slightly oddly different engine for doing something like this. I've seen in so many games the ability to walk across a log, and it's never been quite so herky-jerky and sliding off the edge. You can see as you take one step, it kind of just slides and reasserts where the ground is. You can kind of feel that his feet in this area are floating on the ground more than they actually are walking on the ground. The log doesn't spin or anything.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
So you can't come back. It doesn't fall over. And certainly would be a place where an axe would be available.
Hey! Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
So we were introduced to Stucky earlier, and now he's in charge. I'll just pick this up anyways. So he's the axe killer, or is it just that everybody potentially is the axe killer, and manuscript page really just gonna have me run around? You know, when I had heard this game wasn't available anymore, I compare that to the reviews of it when it came out and how people liked it, at least somewhat liked the game. And it didn't seem like a game you would just abandon and not get sales on. Particularly since there's the sequel.
It's the latest thing! Two birds? Incontestably proven health benefits.
And so you just walk into the light.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
So again we have a light, again we have a gun. So what was the deal with all of the tutorial then? Why did we do a tutorial section? The only thing we're missing is the flare gun, which I wouldn't be surprised if it's right here. But now I can kind of understand the idea of not renewing the license on this game if the entire run of it is just kind of mediocre at best.
Yes.
Hello?
Clearly this darkness has something in for you more than... And so we didn't even think about shooting the door. It's that the darkness has something in for you, not that just the axe killer has something in for you, against you. And doors are opening.
There were more of them.
More revolver ammo.
never fired a gun outside a shooting range. And now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
Pick up that flare gun.
Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
And so you don't want to zoom in your light when you do that. And slowly your battery seems to charge. Like, very, very slowly it seems to recharge, but if you use an actual battery with the Y button, then you probably don't recover. There's a chainsaw that seems like we're not going to pick up. Just kick that. That'll certainly fix things.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
And we're getting this very badly written section. Oops. I've got to be really careful to save flares. The game may very well give us some extra reasons to be careful, or extra batteries when we're walking around. And see, I suppose you could make the idea that maybe he's written this horror story and then he's trapped himself into it. Accidentally written himself into this false reality. But it's kind of hard to believe. And then we just got spooked by a cutscene. At least that wasn't a long cutscene.
What the hell was that?
And see, I don't see any reason to shoot birds. It's hard to even aim at them. They're so small, and there's no targeting reticle or targeting dot. Your light certainly seems to be capable of going pretty far, considering this is a video game, and it could certainly just fade away after a very short amount of time. But you're lighting distant things in the area.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
So, is he afraid of water like Alice is afraid of the darkness? And see, there's many different ways you might take this. Maybe he's not a writer at all. Maybe he was coming to this cabin area to seek other psychiatric help, and instead he just killed his wife. And there's a way to get up here. I'm not sure that this is actually where I need to go, though. No, this is just collectibles. Not having a map and not having a focus point where I can just hit the left stick and focus towards the direction I should go is undesirable. It adds confusion to gameplay. And again, we're just walking. That fight that we were in, if I'm recalling correctly, was the demo that was shown to everybody.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
And now I've fallen down. And where am I? I'm way this way.
What the hell was that?
That seemed like I was right on the money with that.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
And the punishment for falling off of one of these edges, which you shouldn't be able to do, is incredibly high. So, for walking around and finding all the manuscript pages, unless the game comes back and says you have to do it, that you have to get all the pages except for the ones you can't get on nightmare difficulty, and then, but I don't think that's the case.
In the dark, stalking me.
This is even less gameplay than what I think was in Quantum Break. I guess this is probably a good reason not to play Quantum Break. I think it may not even really end the story, if I heard correctly. Quantum Break, that is. Alan Wake, on the other hand, between this and America's Nightmare, I think we'll get at least some sense of a complete story. And you just don't have time to let it. You just don't have time. And I'm at 8 batteries, and I think 9 is probably the maximum you can hold. So even on easy, you'll probably be fine, but on the more difficult levels, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a heavy influence of trying to save your, let's see, and this is not breakable or anything. Now on rare occasions, games will actually drop bullets if you reload early, but it's such a rare occurrence, you don't really need to worry about it until you've noticed that it's actually happening.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
And this feels like we're just going in circles. Complete and total circles. We are in a different logging place. I suppose the idea is this was all one big logging place. But it also feels very video gamey, very linear in that it's not just open levels where you can go wherever you want to go. So you can go up that way, and I guess that's what we have to do.
Taken. They're taken.
The taken are filled with darkness. And it's a nice visual metaphor, I guess, for that idea. Lithium batteries, lithium batteries. This light torch idea, like, unless I'm supposed to shoot a flare gun at it, which has no bullets, there's no way you could start this on fire. I suppose we could double check just to make sure. And was that all that was here? Was that really all the game had to offer me? And we don't know how much health. I guess it's that red circle in the top left. I guess that's the indicator. And let's just run since nothing's happening.
I couldn't stay here. There had to be a way to get up there. There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
Yeah, I'm thinking these points will refill it. And notice the Energizer logo advertisement. For normal people, the quality of batteries,
Around, there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
it really doesn't matter what you use unless you're using really poor quality. Ooh. They're throwing axes at me, kind of like in Resident Evil 4. Man, that sucks. I have like 19 batteries. And see, I'm starting to wonder, would I run into more instances, or would it just take more batteries or more bullets to kill those 3 enemies? I'm thinking it probably would just take more batteries and bullets. Clearly 9 is not the maximum number. I'd almost argue that it should be, because it's just going to continuously add. We've now got a shotgun, so we're setting up for...
With all this forestry equipment around, there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
So we're setting up for a boss fight, but like just a couple shots with the shotgun, so we need to be very careful when we decide to use it. And that puzzle was really easy. And I've got the wrong gun equipped. It seems like it did that automatically, either because I picked up the gun or because it wants me to use the shotgun. So we're moving the log lift into a position where we can jump. Okay. Is there any other log lift? Not really. So then we have to find where to climb, which is over here. This definitely has feelings of Resident Evil 4, but it's missing the tight controls, the multiple weapon layouts, just the thing about zombies in general, that where zombies are a perfect enemy in a video game because you can have an infinite number of them. We've already slightly broken that idea because Stucky and every other character in this world seem to be the only enemies we can have. So if this is a city with a population, say, of just a couple thousand, even if they're all infected and I kill them all, that's not that many compared to just a standard zombie game where nobody ever questions where all those zombies actually came from. Checkpoint reached. Shotgun ammo. You can turn on the radio.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather's absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. To you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and won't keep you company all night long.
See, and I just don't know if we should listen to this stuff. Is it worth your time?
You're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walk.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rumbling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure, Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Toby loves me. Usually,
So either we're gonna fight a monster dog,
sounds like he went pretty
or
great dog, but up for his own good.
we're gonna fight these two people
It's out
later.
there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks.
You have a good night now.
And see, that's just the whole audio log. And having to stand next to the radio to hear it like a real radio, it's just not something I did want. You see, there's a little bit of paint. And then we've got more music playing. Flare gun. Reload weapon. It's like, seems like you can only really hold one flare gun at a time. I guess the question would be now, can we actually change the difficulty? Nope. You just can't do it. So I am now stuck in the game on easy, or I start over again nearly an hour and a half into gameplay. And let's just see. Because you can't get this page, there's like only 3 more pages in this entire first episode. And I bet there's not that many episodes. And you would really want to listen to all of that story.
The gas station was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best rolls in the state. Belly Burster is the best with no curves. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is...
And so that's probably some hinting that we're either going to end up in a place where they're eating the dog, or look at the graphics have gotten fuzzier. They're either going to be eating the dog, or the dog is going to be a monster too. I don't know how you really say a dog is full of darkness, but I suppose you could try. Pick up batteries, insert batteries, recharge. start the engine with the B button, then start the engine with the A button. Some of these buttons are just not in the right place. And anytime you, I guess, reach a place where you can start light, you're safe. If that's something needed, like maybe on American Nightmare difficulty, like maybe that would make sense. Come on. I was expecting that to explode and work, but it's not, and I'm about to die. And they seem to almost actively hide their faces. I kept shooting this, expecting it to explode, and that this would be a smart move to fix that. And that was another group of people. Are they just gonna come out of the come out of the shadows? This does feel like it's just happening. And I think we're supposed to be going this way. And yet, somehow, I've found... They seem to like to come out from the opposite direction. And unless there's just a set number, I guess I can't jump down. Unless there's a set number or something. Let's just try to follow the path as best as I can tell what the path is. I think I'm supposed to be going up this way. This is not good level design. Just because that was far too easy to get lost in. And when we open here, we'll pick up some Energizer batteries and some more revolver ammo. I was going to say that professional people, on the other hand, for most people, any batteries are fine. Buying off-brand grocery store batteries is fine, particularly if you're just putting it in a remote control or something that the controls are don't matter anyways. But if you're doing a professional thing, a lot of people like to use the Duracell Pro cells, which is basically what they do is they look at all of their batteries and test them, and the best of the best are sold for a higher price. And if you're doing usually any professional job that actually requires batteries, there's a heavy incentive to ensure those batteries don't die, so you often will only use them for a very short amount of time or even once and then replace them. And then you can some people will donate the half-used batteries to other people. Some people will just throw them away. Of course, most things now don't use the alkaline batteries that are in this game and that you normally would see, and instead we're using rechargeable batteries for devices that only have a few hours at most of... Nope, that just does not work. You only have a few hours of use. Let's see. And do you even really have to hit anything? I'm not sure you really even have to hit anything with the flare. I think if you just shoot it in the general direction of a player, something swinging of the enemies, it works. Shotgun ammo, shotgun, so more ammo.
Science.
And here we have a Twilight Zone style lithium batteries. They say they're lithium, but that's not what those packagings look like. Night Springs.
Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script.
See, this needs to be just like full screen.
Is about to demonstrate that very courage.
But this is probably just stock footage. No, it looks like this might be FMV of the creators of the game.
Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, please.
And see, if I'm watching this, is something gonna appear behind me?
Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing...
And so somebody's pulled the plug of the machine.
Here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
And geez,
Poor Dr. Colvin.
the only reason you're gonna spend any time on a game like this is because you're watching video. This isn't a video game, this is just video.
Curiosity often
And it's the same issue over and over again. Like, very little actual gameplay, a lot of listening to radios, watching TV, now. Let's see. On this manuscript page, we're missing... Are we missing any? We're missing one more manuscript page, except for the nightmare difficulty. And we'll turn that off for no real reason. Checkpoint reached. some batteries and bullets. This feels kind of like the voice audio's a little low to me. Maybe it's fine for everybody else.
Oh no. Even with the engine
and how much is too much to be unhandleable. There's 6 people and he seems like he's moving around a lot. And so we've now run into somebody that it seems like you can't really fight. And see, I can get one shot off on them before it reloads.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights at the gas station alive.
And there's way too many of these. And there's no like so as far as collectibles, there's probably one more page and then we're going to go into a cutscene that's going to have us probably just wake up in a whole nother area. I'm not going to sit here and
stepped into the gas station's garage.
Like read each one of these, particularly since the nightmare difficulty pages are missing. I imagine the nightmare difficulty might put a different spin on the story. Let's look at the statistics for a second. I guess that's the only real other thing we can do. Kills with the revolver, 29 for an entire chapter. 29 enemies is incredibly low. 9 of 106 manuscript pages, which tells me, I guess there's 10 episodes, but is that including the DLC? 10 out of 100 coffee thermists, so that makes sense. Pyramids knocked over, we haven't seen any, and we probably should have seen 1 or 2. Chest found, we found 4 of 30? Wow. So either the game is going to change very drastically or something else is going to happen. 2 of the 11 radio shows, 1 of the 14 TV shows, and none of the signs, and none of the alarm clocks, and none of the cardboard standouts or Nightmare Springs video games, which I guess we now know Nightmare Springs is kind of like the Twilight Zone, so there's going to be a Twilight Zone video game. Well, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.